Fruits.
Balrogs and Blastbeats for another week for the last time in 2022. This is going to be the last episode. I know, right? We're going to take a break after this, just to kind of rest and relax, because you might be able to tell we're all very tired by this.
I'm not resting and relaxing. I'm playing a show in Tasmania. I'm gonna fucking learn a set.
Fuck yeah. I'm doing nothing. I'm literally doing nothing. But I should probably introduce myself. This is the nerdiest podcast that ever there was. I just went on a tangent and realized I haven't actually introduced the show at all. But this is a nerd podcast. It's just three nerds getting together to talk all sorts of outlandish stuff from across the board. I am one of your hosts, Joshua Redbeard.
I am one of your hosts, Margy. Extra syllables.
And I'm one of your hosts, Grant. And, as every week, even though I didn't really introduce it so well last week, we talk about our nerdiest thing. And the nerdiest thing I've had to do this week has been Christmas shopping. But I did find something really, really cool. So anyone that is a fan of Halo will know what a needler is, which is it's a gun in Halo that shoots needles that are like little crystals. And Nerf has made a limited edition Halo needler that looks like a needler and lights up and everything, and it and shoots out Nerf bullets. And
that's really fucking cool.
It's $200. So if anyone wants to get me one for Christmas, I'm moving states soon. So if anyone wants to get me a going away present, that's going to be it.
You moving? Oh shit! It's happening.
But yeah, that's it. But the actual nerdiest thing I wanted to talk about, apart from throwing in that needler, is: have you two heard of this new movie coming out? Actually, would probably by the time this episode comes out, would probably just come out, called Violent Night with David Harbour.
I've heard little bits. I don't know heaps about it. I've heard.
Is it about like a Santa Claus who beats people up?
Kind of. So it's basically Die Hard in a house, but instead of Die Hard being like a cop, it's legitimate Santa Claus, like actual magical Santa Claus, and it looks fantastic. Essentially, it looks like what the premise is these people come to rob this super rich family, and during the robbery, Santa comes by to drop off his presents, and then like they kidnap some kid, and then he basically is like putting down like vigilante justice on like all these super well-armed terrorist kind of people. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Basically it's Die Hard with real Santa. It looks great.
I am so about that. Strongly endorse. That sounds very fucking cool.
I'm ready for this. I need a good violent Santa. Like, I love bad Santa, so hopefully this is along a similar sort of line.
It looks pretty bloody. Like, I don't think it'd be like rated R or anything, but I guess it's pretty hard to get rated R these days.
It's not real blood. It's just tomato sauce. You can say that to your kid, and then they can go watch the movie with you.
Of course, I guess you can't tell them yet Santa's not real. Sorry, young children.
Whoa! We did not do a spoiler alert.
It ruined my life. It can ruin yours too. Whatever.
Honestly,
I was going to say, if there's like a young kid that still believes in Santa Claus who listens to this podcast, it's not the only thing we've ruined about their lives. So
yeah, it's all down here from here, buddy.
They've had my dulcet tones channeled straight into their ears. Their life is not coming back up from here.
What about you, Margy? What's the nerdiest thing you've done this week apart from use your dulcet tones on children?
Oh, don't say that.
Wow.
There's a kindergarten across the road from my house. I don't want to move. All right. So, after one of our recent episodes, I watched Starship Troopers, and then I actually watched it again since between then and now. I've got no spare time, and when I do have spare time, I need to put on something that I can do other stuff to, because I'm so busy. But I decided that my nerdiest thing will be me revisiting my live reaction of my first rewatch of Starship Troopers in about 10 years to the group chat. So prepare for a story, boys and girls. All right. Fuck me, Starship Troopers hits good. OMG, Neil Patrick Harris is on it. I totally forgot. And then a photo of my cat watching with me. Bowie loves it. I swear I just saw a fucking Rusty sticker on something. I swear. Because, like the brand Rusty, that was big at the time.
Yep.
And then I forgot how all the vets are amputees or physically disabled somehow. Damn, actually a lot of these actors have stayed around. OMG, when the guy gets shot in the head and he goes, medic. Yes, this is a live stream of consciousness. Goddamn bugs whacked us, Johnny. The only good bug is a dead bug. Personally, I find the idea of a thinking bug offensive. Gratuitous sex scene. Lady soldiers don't wear bras. Interesting. How old is this lady? My God, because she is not 18. Let's just say that. I love you, Johnny. Attack of the Flying Bugs. Death from Above. And that's funny because they got it tattooed on them and someone goes death from above. The helmets. Great recurring gag.
Amazing.
Gee, someone really humped the bunk. They sucked his brains out. Oh, God, we gotta die. You want to live forever? And then they made the mistake of saying that they love each other. R.I.P. Diz. Punctured about 8 times through the abdomen. Then, nah, you gotta be all right, Diz. Johnny, don't let me go. And me going, I forgot how quotable this was. One day, someone like me is going to kill you and your whole fucking race. Puh. Metal starts playing, throw down. I want to use that as the intro to a hardcore song. Forgot the brain bug was a giant sphincter vagina combo.
Yeah.
Oop, the black guy died. You like that? You want some more? Okay, but also they have nukes and they just like fire nukes at things that are like 10 meters away. They would have all died of radiation burns and nuclear poisoning. Anyway, at that proximity, obliterated. And then a video of the vagina butthole bug spitting cum, going like, and everyone going, it's afraid, woo, shooting in the air, the most American scene ever. And also the funeral scene, like how bad Diz wasn't acting dead. Like she was lying there, but she was fucking it up. It's okay because I gotta have you, Johnny. Just that line stuck in my head. And that is my recap of Starship Troopers. I hope you all really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
done. Yeah, definitely the best quote in that movie is just the "What's wrong, ladies? Want to live forever?"
It's so good. I love the "It's afraid." Woo!
It is a very quotable film. I've found a new game to get addicted to. I'm having a lot of fun with a new game. I think this game would actually be quite up your alley.
Oh, don't give me a new game to get addicted to.
Well,
tis the season to be addicted.
Yeah, I'm about to. Margy, I feel like the answer for you is no. But Grant, have you played or heard of a game called Anno 1800?
Yes, I've heard a lot about Anno 1800. I've watched a lot of videos about Anno 1800.
It is phenomenal. It's such a good game. It's sort of like, I think the best way to describe it is it's like Civilization at a more micro level. So you kind of like you build out cities and then kind of, I guess.
Sorry.
Like you build out cities and then you kind of like upgrade, like, you have farmers and then you've got to like provide everything for the farmers and then you can upgrade the farmers to workers and you got to provide everything for the workers and they have like more needs. So, like the farmers just need like clothes, fish, and one other thing that I'm now forgetting. But once they have enough, then you upgrade them to workers, and workers need those plus like sausages and fucking other shit. And you kind of develop these societies, and you go on missions into the old world and the new world, and you have like sea battles and shit. And it is so much fun. It is a ridiculous amount of fun, and like I just started playing it, and the next thing I know, this thing comes up. Like I literally felt like no time had passed. It's already like, you've been playing for 2 hours. I'm like, what? Really? And again, I just like forgot about it, kept on playing, and all of a sudden it's like, you've been playing for 4 hours. It's maybe time for a break. I went, nope, absolutely not. And just fucking, I think as soon as I downloaded it, I played it for like probably about 7 or 8 hours straight.
That's the good thing about like Civ 6 that like has the real world clock in the corner that tells me the actual time. There's like I should stop playing this at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, I cannot recommend it enough. Like same as you guys, I came across it like watching people play it on YouTube, and I'm like, this is actually really cool. And then yeah, had to give it a go for myself. And yeah, it was on sale on like as the Epic store or the Ubisoft store or whatever it is for Black Friday. It was like 50% off, so I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. But yeah, I've sunk a lot of hours into that game already. But yeah, that's the nerdiest thing that I've been
It
doing this
sounds
week.
pretty cool, except I've
Yeah.
got some concerns. If all the farmers need to eat is fish, there's going to be some malnourishment problems. I think it's mean typecasting that they said that all the workers just eat sausages, because tradies don't just eat sausage rolls. Yeah,
It's like
so
Bunnings though.
oh yeah, bunning snags. Oh, that's true. Maybe.
It's actually no, yeah, because that's the three things as well as like clothes, fish, and school.
Onion, tomato, and ketchup.
No, it's the three things that they need are yeah, sausages, bread, and soap. I'm like, yeah, it's not true. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. And now, yeah, then you get up to artisans, and artisans need all that, but they also need like university and sewing machines for some reason, and fur coats.
Do you get the impasse where you're like, do I put the fat in the sausage or make soap? Like, is there like, how micro does it get?
No, it's micro to the point where you have a pig farm, so you create like 8 pig
and you
farms,
feed all the people that you killed to the pigs.
I mean, you could absolutely 100%, but then you build like a certain amount of slaughterhouses, and the pig farms, like they'll process like one pig per, like say, minute or something like that. But the slaughterhouse will do a sausage every 30 seconds, so it'll do 2 sausages in a minute compared to like what the pig will do, kind of thing. But then yeah, you can build out like a rendering works as well, and so then like your pigs go to the warehouse, and then as well as the sausages, they'll go to the rendering works, and then you've got the rendering works, and the rendering works go to the soap factory, and it's a whole fucking thing. And so it's like, yeah, when you add the further you get up through the classes and shit, like yeah, like some things, like to make beer, you've got to have a wheat farm, and then the wheat farm the beer, then the wheat farm processed into grain, but then separately you've also got to grow hops somewhere else. But hops and grain don't always grow on the same island, so then you've got to set up like a fucking like trade route back and forth with your boats to bring the hops from one island to another one, and that's where your brewery is to make all the beer. But then you need to ship some of the beer to another island because you need the beer to make people happy. It's like, yeah, it's like you micro fucking insane by the end of it.
I like your passion for the pig farming. For a vegan, you really, really like the pig farming.
Oh.
As I told you, 10 minutes into playing Skyrim, he was just chasing down foxes and murdering them for no good reason.
Yeah. I'm quite the pacifist. I don't have a violent bone in my body, but like me and Gran will play Skyrim, and I just keep on shooting him in the head with arrows, like because it's funny. Yeah. And so I'm
I think that's why people don't like playing video games with me, because I just shoot people and I'm like like it's we're bad people.
Yeah. But this like I said, this is the last Balrogs and Blastbeats for the year, so obviously we need to have the Christmas special, because everybody needs a Christmas special. Margy, again, you've kind of taken the reins on the topics for the last 2 weeks, and so
that's why the episodes are so bad.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm just throwing you under the bus in case these episodes suck.
Oh,
no, last week's was heaps of fun, and I think this one's going to be a lot of fun too. So for the medium beat, we're going Shinfo Christmas edition, and we're all going to share a little bit of Shinfo about Christmas. Grant, maybe do you want to start us off with some Shinfo? What Shinfo would you like to share about Christmas?
I was not as prepared as everyone else is, because
I got Shinfo for you. It's all right.
Yeah. My Shinfo about Christmas would be that the only good thing about it is the food. There you go.
Fair.
Take that to the bank.
Fair Shinfo.
My pockets are bursting. I believe. No, you also gave us some good Shinfo before the episode of I don't really like Christmas, which I thought that was great Shinfo.
I'm not a Christmas person. Like, my issue with Christmas is probably more on a personal level, because I have like so many different friends, like groups from like I picked up through over my life, and every single one of them does a Christmas thing. And me being an introvert means that my partner and I have to go through 15, 16 fucking separate Christmas parties during the time that's supposed to be the most relaxing time of the year, and it's just not a relaxing time.
Oh my god, no! Christmas burnout is such a thing. It's like there's all this stuff going on. I mean, I don't have that. I have my family Christmas. That's it. Sorry, I don't have that many Christmas parties. But like, it's just like feels like you're just clambering up a hill trying to fucking get everything together before I don't know, chaos.
Do you have one shining light though, and that's my Christmas Eve. We do like a when I used to live in a share house years ago, and we did like an orphan Christmas where we would watch Die Hard, and we had a Die Hard drinking game, which is pretty much whenever you see John McClane's feet, you need a drink, which is a lot. You know, when he just whenever Hans Gruber does his creepy smile, there's like so many rules. Some rules I could probably not utter on a recorded medium. There's some weird shit in there. But
I have a fun Die Hard fact for you that when Alan Rickman was given the Die Hard script to look at, he was the one who he made a couple of suggestions, but one of the suggestions that he made was that Hans Gruber should wear a suit. And then they were like, "Nah, that's a fucking shit idea." And then when he came back to the movie, they had taken on all of his suggestions, including the suit.
Yeah, I think it'd be weird if he wasn't wearing. I couldn't imagine him not wearing the suit.
Him just wearing terrorist clothes, like instead of like a suit. It just chef's
But like,
kiss.
what is terrorist clothes as well?
Suits.
Yeah, that's yeah. Like, I didn't know there was a dress code.
Yeah. So, Josh, have you got any shinfo?
Well, Margy, I feel like you've got a lot, and so I feel like I might be stealing one of yours, but I only have one, so I'm sure you won't be mad if
That's why I got lots. I was over prepared.
I figured. Yeah, I was looking into a a being, I guess, a terrifying Christmas witch, as it's called Frau Perchta. Frau Perchta is a terrifying creature. Is part of like sort of like Southern German, Austrian, Swiss folklore. Takes a lot of nods from like Scandinavian goddess Frigga as well. But the thing I found amazing about it, so reading about it, both of them, like her and Frigga, share one obsession in common, and that's spinning, and domestic neatness generally.
Like spinning around in circles, like Chucky does.
No, like spinning wool.
Oh, like the Sleeping Beauty one, like where you prick your finger and you die. Yep.
But yeah, so she's very, very judgy about the state of your home, especially for, as this says, for a woman who dresses all in rags. She's very, very judgy about your home, and legend has it that you better get your flax spun by the 12th night, which is January 6th. For when the Christmas season is over, it would be time to set up the big upright loom, at which time you must have enough thread to warp it and start your weaving. And what's Frau Perchta's punishment for those ladies who haven't finished all their weaving? In Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, there were numerous tales of Frau Perchta trampling and even setting fire to the half-spun fibers. And if she should really irritate her, like say, not only is your flax not spun, but your house is a total mess, and you even failed to leave out a traditional bowl of porridge for her, well, then her rampaging will extend far beyond your slovenly spinning room. She'll do nothing less than steal into your bedroom, disembowel you, and replace your guts with rocks and straw.
Sick.
This is an actual folktale that they used to tell people, like children and shit. I've got to find this book. This website's recommending this book called The Old Magic of Christmas, Yuletide Traditions for the Darkest Days of the Year. Ooh. And it sounds terrifying.
I like the sound of it.
Fucking absolutely terrifying. But yeah, it has a lot of like those old like Norse, Scandinavian, German, goth, old gods and fucking creatures.
The metal,
quote unquote, the original goth. But yeah, it's fucking. I'll put a link to this little thing in the show notes. But yeah, like Frau Perchta sounds like a fucking terrifying.
Sounds like
being.
Krampus's wife.
Yeah.
Sounds like they get into the same shit.
Obviously, not as well known as Krampus, but
so everyone here knows Krampus then.
Oh,
'Cause
I mean, if you want to expand on Krampus, I don't know heaps. I know like bits and pieces.
I mean, I
but-
only found out about Krampus the other day, and like, there's a lot to Krampus.
Oh, really?
Like they actually celebrate like a Krampus sort of thing. And anyway, so Krampus appears in a lot of folklore, and he is a horned anthropomorphic figure who, during the Christmas season, scares children who have misbehaved, and he assists Saint Nicholas or Santa Claus, and they visit in pairs to the kids. So Saint Nick or Santa, whoever, rewards the well-behaved children, where the badly behaved ones receive punishment from Krampus with birch rods. So he just switches the kids. He's usually hairy, has cloven hooves and horns of a goat, and he has a long pointed tongue that lolls out, and he has fangs, and he also carries chains to symbolize the binding of the devil by the Christian church, and he thrashes the chains for dramatic effect. And sometimes they're accompanied by bells. So Jingle Bells
Depends
is
how
just,
he's feeling.
yeah, look, Jingle Bells is just Krampus thrashing his chains. Moral to the story.
Yeah.
I also want to debunk something that people always think is a fun Christmas fact. So you know how I think it's pretty well known, but maybe not, that a lot of people think that Coca-Cola invented Santa Claus as we know him today, like the jolly fat guy wearing a red suit and stuff. But it was actually, that figure was actually created by a political cartoonist called Thomas Nast, like nasty without the Y at the end. And then after he did that, it became popularized, and then Coca-Cola took it and used it in Christmas advertising campaigns. And that's how Coca-Cola is associated with it. But yeah, Coca-Cola didn't invent the Santa that we know of today.
Interesting.
But
I actually hadn't heard that rumor, but it's like I can see where that rumor comes from.
yeah,
Like,
because
yeah.
it's like, you know, he's wearing red and white, and that's like very Coca-Cola sort of colors, and you go like, oh, well, Coca-Cola invented Santa, so yeah. But no, it was a political cartoonist. So there you go. Worth having a look at. And I found out that the average Australian is expected to spend $1,361 at Christmas this year. And that is, and New South Welshmen will be spending the most out of any state on average.
I'm proud that I'm bringing down that average. Very, very proud that I'm bringing down that average.
Yeah, I'm proud. And then Tickle Me Elmo in 1996 was the Christmas toy, and it involved stampedes, scalpers, arrests, and multiple injuries of people trying to get their hands on it. By the Black Friday of 1996, which is, you know, everyone does a lot of Christmas shopping then, sold out across America. And then whenever it was restocked, there would be more stampedes and stuff. And a Walmart employee told them about getting a restock of Tickle Me Elmo before Christmas. And it was, this is the quote: "I was pulled under, trampled. The crutch was yanked out of my brand new jeans. I was kicked with a white Adidas before I became unconscious. And this guy suffered a pulled hamstring, injuries to his back, jaw, and knee, a broken rib, and concussion because people in 1996 went that fucking batshit for Tickle Me Elmo."
You could tickle anything. You could get anything and tickle it.
That toy was so scary. I was so afraid of it, honestly. Like,
Because my sister definitely had one.
yeah, was it creepy?
Yeah, did she know she's got blood on her hands?
It's pretty creepy. I'm not as creepy as a Furby, but still pretty creepy.
Oh yeah, it's and other toys that have resulted in riots have been the frozen Elsa doll, and Furbies, and they were so fucking popular that at Christmas time their price went from $35 up to $100.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh, people fucking, oh, all right, let's make some fucking money. So Christmas, capitalism, and
at its worst. At its absolute
capitalism, worst. Krampus, and Coca-Cola. That's my summary. It's such I found interesting.
It's such a depressing time to like look on. I was fucking like going through, I can't remember what fucking streaming service it was. My housemate has them all. I think it might have been like fucking Stan. but it's just like, it has that like part where it's like, oh, recently added, and you kind of skip through to see what's in there. Without exaggeration, I'm pretty sure there was 12 films in a row that could have been the exact same film. Like it was,
it's the 12 Days of Christmas, mate. Come on.
The Hallmark Christmas movies?
pretty much, yeah. It's like the cover is literally like a guy and a girl. One of them's in red, one of them's in green, and the background is either snow or a warm, like candlelit, like fireplace sort of thing with the most generic name you've ever heard of. Like, and yeah, like literally, I was just like skipping through, and literally
Deck the
12 films in a
halls.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand. Like, I know that they make these films on the cheap, but even on the cheap, I don't get how any of them make any money. Like, surely not enough people are watching this film with like a bunch of actors you've never fucking heard of before that obviously has absolutely no relevance with society. It's not like fucking Violent Night where it's like, all right, that's sick. I want to watch that. Like, these look like the most generic
I wanna
pieces
watch
of
people get
shit
beat
in
up.
the
But
world.
also, like, all those movies have already lost because Love Actually exists.
I've
It's
just-
a fantastic movie.
Okay.
So, like, there's no competition there.
So, I think they all get produced because they're like Hallmark Channel movies. So, like in America, there's the Hallmark Channel, which is exactly what it sounds like, and Hallmark Christmas movies are a big thing, and that's what all of those generic kind of movies are. Like, girl goes back to hometown, and she hasn't been back for years. Sorry, there's just a fire truck going past. And then she's a city slicker, and she's a real corporate girl, and she doesn't know how to relax, and she doesn't know what's important in life. Then she meets a handsome, mysterious stranger, and then she realizes it's her high school crush, and then he helps her fix her. Oh, fucking, I don't know. And anyway, climax, she realizes the true meaning of Christmas and life is love, and she gives up her city slicker life. Anyway, I saw the funniest TikTok to summarize it. It was like some girl being like, if Hallmark Christmas movies were based on real life, and it's some girl going back and going, oh, I haven't been back to my hometown in 12 years. And then she like slips over in the ice and like her shoe comes off. And then some dude walks up and picks up her like stiletto heel. And she's like, oh, thank you. Sorry, I just slipped in all this snow. I'm not used to it. I'm such a city slicker. And he's like, and then he just beats her to death with the shoe.
Shouldn't laugh at that. Shouldn't laugh, but it's funny. Shouldn't laugh. That's good.
Yeah, don't trust strangers, kids. Don't trust strangers.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, and so it's, I don't know. It does remind me. I've got a book.
Christmas content. We love it. We love Christmas movies.
Content. But yeah, I guess, as to why they make those films as well. There's a book on my shelf that I fucking love. It's called Making Movies for Fun and Profit, but the fun part of it is crossed out in the title. And it's written by the two dudes who wrote and produced the film Herbie Fully Loaded. And it's just about how like you can like bash out a script in half a day and like make like films right. It's like, it's so tongue in cheek, but it's like the whole time it's like every single chapter is about like how you can spend your money when you're rich because you've made a really cheap shitty film. It's very funny, but I assume those guys probably made all of those Christmas films that are just like fucking
100%.
Schlock
100%. So yeah, speaking of Christmas films and Christmas editions, I want to talk about Christmas content of Christmas movies, Christmas specials, because all TV shows do Christmas specials, Christmas albums. Let's just talk about fucking special releases and shit around Christmas, because God, society churns out so much content around Christmas, and good God, how to get rich quick. Furbies. Let's start easy. Christmas movies. So Die Hard, got that.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
one.
That's the
Definitely
best.
Christmas movie.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Home Alone's up there. But yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and still say Love Actually's up there. It's not an action movie, but it's a good movie.
Some people have said to me that Home Alone is not Home Alone. Home Alone is problematic. I guess it is in a way. Like child neglect. Like
Home Alone is 100% problematic.
So I've heard that Love Actually is problematic. And it's like,
I mean, most rom-coms are. Really,
Yeah.
like,
There's definitely things in there which you wouldn't want to happen to you in real life, but there's nice things in there as well.
but it's
So I
worth it
guess
for Bill Nye as well, getting naked and he's just
So-
such good character. Oh,
So my family have a tradition that every Christmas Eve, so like they do like big family stuff on Christmas Day, and I like don't do crowds of people, so I don't go to big family stuff. But we'll do Christmas Eve. I'll go around to their places, just me and them, and we'll do dinner, and then like my like point to leave is when they all go, all right, now it's time to watch Love Actually, and I just leave the house. I've never seen the film, and I'm just at the point now where it's just become a thing where I just refuse to watch it. Grant, I apologize if this offends
that's
you
all right.
greatly.
No, it doesn't.
It's
offend me.
Grant
it
is
may be
triggered.
good. I know it may be good. I don't know, but like literally, they have a tradition where they watch it every Christmas Eve, and so I will like do dinner with them. We'll do the presents, everything like that, and then the second like, all right, it's time to put on Love Actually. I'm like, all right, gotta go, bye, and just leave the house.
Oh my
That's my
God.
Christmas tradition, is just leaving the house.
I have not lived close to my parents since I was a teenager. So like for me, Christmas is always going home. Like even like, you know, when I was 17, I moved to Brisbane, and that's like a 3-hour drive from where my parents live. And now I live in Victoria, which is like a 25-hour drive or something to where my parents live. So like
Not bad.
it's an event. I go up, and all of my mum's siblings all live in the same town. We've taken over. It's a very small country town, and all mum and her siblings look alike. So honestly, there's a lot of confusion. But yeah, I have a large family, so like I don't get that luxury of just like a little Christmas Eve and then bye. It's like, you coming home for Christmas? Yeah. Okay. Oh boy, let's go. I have a fun fact.
Go on.
A very fun fact, which I didn't realize, but you guys probably already know, that The Simpsons debuted for the first time as a full-length TV show as a Christmas special.
I didn't know
Because-
I didn't know the first full length was a Christmas.
Yep, that was
special.
their first ever real episode, because it used to be like in between sections on another show, and it was their
Yeah.
first full-length episode, December 17th, 1989, the very first episode of The Simpsons.
Well, that's interesting, because the first, I mean, like the trial episode, I guess you'd say, for South Park was The Spirit of Christmas as well.
Not Hanky the
before-
Christmas poo.
No, it's like when it was like Jesus comes down because he's sad that like no one realizes that like Christmas is his birthday, and the guy's like, "Christmas, you're born on Christmas Day? That sucks, dude." It's really fucking funny. That was like before they got approval to make the TV show. They did a Christmas special as well. It's interesting. I wonder how often that's happened.
Gee, if only there were a way to find out.
Margy?
www.google. Hang on.
That's such a random thing to Google. It's just kind of like, how many television shows have started with? I mean, yeah, actually, that's a lie. Someone's probably made a blog about that.
Oh, there's
because a
probably
blog
like
about
10 listicles about
literally
it.
everything.
Yeah. But like,
Futurama was a New Year's Eve episode. That was the first episode for Futurama.
oh, that's good. That's
Although-
still festive. That's still in the festive period.
True. But I don't know. I find like it's interesting you think about the fact that like I always find Christmas specials really kitschy and cheesy and shit.
same.
Usually
most part.
extremely boring.
Usually extremely boring. Like
And then there's always some lame moment where they realize that they all do love each other, and that's
yeah. And so it's I think you're like the ones that kind of stand out as like, all right, this is good. Like the ones that think outside the box. Again, like Violent Night, Grant obviously haven't seen it yet, but
Santa's
stuff like
little
that.
helper. He's so cute.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. Santa Claus in Futurama. I know it's I
Oh,
think he's probably one of the best representations of Santa Claus I've ever fucking seen, because he's just so funny. Like I think of all like the TV shows that we love, my favorite like Christmas special would be is like the Futurama Christmas specials, where it's like you find out like like the fucking elves are slaves and being abused and shit like that, and Santa's mental.
so here's a fun nerdy fact about me.
Go on.
Because I have like 15,000 cousins. We started putting on Christmas plays every year for a while. It started out with The Creature of the Black Lagoon, because we were all in the swimming pool at nighttime. and then went from there. And they ended up being quite political plays. And I wrote one where all the elves were in slave labor from Santa Claus, and he whipped them, and then they all unionized.
Amazing.
For fair workers' rights.
How old were you when you wrote this?
Oh, probably like 11.
Amazing.
And all the parents thought it was fucking hilarious. But yeah, so it's relevant content. But
it's telling content. It's very, very telling content about you too.
I think I don't mind 30 Rock's Ludachristmas content. Christmas episode. Have you seen their Ludachristmas episode?
I haven't seen 30 Rock.
Oh my god, you're missing out. I think it's probably some of it's quite problematic now, maybe, but for its time. But it's so good because like it's just ridiculous. Like they have like Liz Lemon's brother has a skiing accident back in 1985, and it means that his memory is permanently stuck on December 7th. 1985, and he comes to visit with her parents, and he still thinks he's 17 even though he's 40, so that's already just fucking hilarious. And then and like her family's really happy and optimistic and really nice to each other, and then Jack, who's like the corporate CEO, his mum comes to visit, and she is gold. She's just a sour old woman who's just mean, and then pretty much she just starts like Liz Lemon's family all fighting with each other. And they're all just like popping off and screaming at each other, and then she like turns to Jack and she's like, Merry Christmas, and they're like, oh, Merry Christmas, Mom, like smiling at each other. And it's like, so I like that like antithesis of like like a nice Christmas vibe, everyone fighting, that's nice. And it's more realistic as well.
Which, like, it's so funny because I get made fun of a lot by my friends that, like, to me that's not realistic because like my friends always make fun of me that my family is like the ultimate like nuclear family. Like all my family get along really well. There's never been like the biggest drama that's even in my extended family, like the biggest drama that ever happened was like my oldest cousin on my mum's side got pregnant at 16, and that was like a whole thing. But like there's never been like a fight at a family dinner or anything like that. Like there's never been anything like that. And so like I was like, yeah, like this is always like it was like, this is so normal because so many people experience this, but I haven't. So to me, it still feels like Hollywood. It still feels like scripted because I've never experienced like drama at like a family dinner or anything.
I have a giant extended family, and there's quite a lot of characters. I won't say anything unless they be listening. I love each and every one of them because we're all weird. But in my immediate family, I am the crazy one. And like they blame everything on me, even though I live interstate. They'll be like, oh God, where did you put the blah blah? And then they're like, I don't know, Margy's done something with it. And I'm like, why are you blaming me? And I'll get like a text. I'm like, why are you blaming me? I haven't seen you in 8 months. Like, oh God. But like, yeah, no, it's I don't know. Does your family fight a lot, Grant?
It's turning to therapy now.
We kind of just, it's kind of weird. Like over the years, like the family members that don't get along just stopped coming to Christmas. So like there's been a couple of like inner family issues that have gone on. There was a wedding where someone wasn't a flower girl, but they thought someone should be a flower girl, and now a lot of people don't talk to each other. Me personally, doesn't affect me. I'm not a people person anyway, so I don't care. I go there for the food, say hi to my family that I see once a year there, and that's Christmas, baby.
It's a good Christmas. To be honest, it's a great Christmas.
that is a pretty good Christmas. It is about the food, and mangoes, because I obviously spend it in Queensland, and that's Christmas. I just want to eat like 50 mangoes, maybe in the form of mango daiquiris. Undecided. No, the miracle of Christmas is that you can drink all day and not get drunk. Everyone knows that. Or maybe your mum didn't teach you the strange things my mum taught me. Thanks, Mum. Okay, so I'm sure at this point of the year, everyone has heard the song about 16,000 times. And if you don't know what this song is, Mariah Carey.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that song in my life. I'm not
What?
even
All
joking.
I Want for Christmas Is You.
Yeah, I honestly think I have dodged it my entire life. I've never listened to it.
What?
I don't shop. I hate shopping. I don't hear it anywhere. Where am I going to hear it?
Just walking down
point.
the street. Jesus, it's just fucking
Yeah, like
everywhere.
I honestly don't think I've ever heard it.
Oh, okay. So Grant is a blessed soul.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
So when it gets me, either that or I've just
didn't you even,
tuned
like-
it out so hard.
I was gonna say, haven't you ever like worked in like retail or hospital or something?
I worked at Hungry Jack's, but they didn't really play
I was
Mariah
gonna say,
Carey.
yeah, Hungry Jack's.
They actually just record your screams from the kitchen and play them back to you, so it's an echo chamber.
No, I just played my own music there. I was like, whatever. They can fire me if they want.
Because that was like my second job. So my first job was like, delivering fucking like, junk mail you do when you're like 12, 13. But then I worked at Coles when I was 15, like stacking shelves in the market.
And it says that you get it there.
But yeah, they start, because obviously like they've got the music that plays all the time and they've got to pay royalties when they're playing it through, but you don't have to pay royalties on a lot of Christmas songs. And so Coles will start peppering in Christmas songs from like the start of October. Like every
It's
like 20th
fucked.
song will be a Christmas carol. And so like, yeah, I remember I was there for like a year and a half or something like that. And I'd obviously been through one Christmas. I was like, this is the worst. And the second I heard my first Christmas carol, I just went up to the manager and quit. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. 100% not. But literally, I remember that being the thing that made me quit.
that was tipped over the edge.
That was it.
I can't remember what song it was. I was like, I don't need the fucking money. Like, I don't care. Like, no, absolutely not. And I literally just quit and just never came back.
Okay.
I'm like, fuck it.
I heard someone having a legit conversation the other day where they went, Cole's radio isn't actually that bad. Yeah, I don't mind it. And so I just want
Did
you
you
guys.
punch them? Did you just hit them? I think like legally you can hit people that say that. Like I'm pretty sure that's a law. That just
I can't
says-
remember where it was because I'm just too.
I hope it was in Coles, because if it was, it was somewhere else.
No, I think that's the thing. I think it was like out of
No.
context. Like it wasn't a Coles or anything. It was just people.
No, but this is the thing. It's like you can actually stream their radio channel online. Like you don't have to be in Coles to listen to it. Like they just stream it
So
on the internet.
your number
So you
one
can just listen to
competitor,
Coles radio.
your number one competitor for Short Fast Loud is actually Coles Radio, isn't it?
It might
Yeah.
be. It really, really might be.
Let's look at the listening
no,
stats.
I like, yeah. And then obviously after Coles though, I spent many years working at JB Hi-Fi and I like worked my way up to management specifically so I could like change the songs when I didn't like them, when the music department was playing shit. And I was literally like the biggest dictator about it. And there was only 2 Christmas CDs that you were allowed to play.
All right.
That was it.
This
So
was
there
going to be one
was-
of my questions. What are your safe Christmas CDs?
Well,
Like
these aren't even safe. These are the ones that won't send me into a murderous rampage. So that's like everyone else is safe by playing these ones, but even these ones have their kind of limits,
Alright.
like once a day kind of thing. So there was She and Him, which was Dallas Green and Zooey Dashnell did a CD of Christmas songs together, and I love Dallas Green. I always will because I'm a fucking emo at heart, and so I was like, all right, that'll
What?
do. And the other one was the Brian Setzer from the Stray Cats, and then the Brian Setzer Orchestra afterwards has a rockabilly Christmas album, and he has a really great voice. And so I was like, I could just focus on the voice, not actually what he's saying, but I could focus on the voice, and that was it. Like every other thing, banned, absolutely fucking banned in my JB Hi-Fi. I wouldn't allow it ever.
I hate most Christmas music. I really like the Roaches. They've got a really nice Christmas album. It's like 3 female vocalists and they do them really weird and cute. And then the Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole Christmas album. Beautiful. Love some crooners. And the Dolly Parton Christmas. So they're the only acceptable ones. I take it Grant has none?
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
No Christmas.
Okay. But
If you can't really tell by this podcast, I don't really have much of a family by the sounds of it. I didn't experience any of these things.
But I do have for you some artists who have done Christmas albums, and I just want you to do some blind reviews for me. There's a Simpsons Christmas album.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like traditional Christmas, or like Simpsons. So because the Simpsons had those CDs, like.
Simpsons Christmas. Like,
But is it the Simpsons singing like Jingle Bells, or is it the Simpsons singing Simpsons songs that happen to be about Christmas?
I think it's a mix of both. I did not listen to it because I don't hate myself that much.
The Simpsons released a CD of like a compilation of all their songs, and that was really good. Like they actually have some great songs in that.
I was watching Simpsons yesterday, and the song compilation clip art episode came on. I'm like, yeah, they have some bangers.
They've got some bangers. Like I didn't even know why, but I was walking around my house the other day singing "See My Vest," like because that's a great fucking song.
It is.
If it was just Simpsons themed songs that happen to be about Christmas, I probably wouldn't hate it. But if it was them singing like Jingle Bells and fucking Wish You a Merry Christmas, then I'd hate it.
Yeah. All right. And the album did go triple platinum within weeks.
Of course it did.
So,
of course it did.
Have you heard of the Tin Lids?
Oh, no. That brings back some fucking PTSD from my
So
childhood.
Jimmy Barnes's kids did a Christmas album called Hey Rudolph.
The kids also go,
hey, I've listened to none of these. This is just, we just have to give blind opinions.
Imagine the kids shriek.
The only potential good thing about this is that it's rhyming slang. So the Tin Lids instead of kids, love it. I love rhyming slang. So I'll allow it. Sia.
I can tell you from pure fact that album is terrible.
It doesn't surprise me.
My dear mother, I love you to death, Mum, because I'm sure that you're listening to this. But that Tin Lids album is god. I mean, maybe I liked it as a kid. I can't remember, but now it hurts just thinking about
kids singing. Like we're in the process of finishing off recording our album at the moment, one of my bands. Great. And there's like a gang vocal section, and all that it reminds me of is the fucking kids orchestra in like Another Brick in the Wall or something. And I told my bandmate that because he's like recording it and mixing it, and he's like, oh no, it's like gang vocals. I'm like, nope, it sounds like a kids orchestra.
It's
nope.
choir vocals.
All right, other artists who've done them. Sia did a Christmas album. The hair girl who did Chandelier, that song.
To be fair, though, Sia writes everyone's music, so she's probably done 40 of them.
She's probably done 50, yeah. Jessica,
she's the one that like goes on, like someone has to lead her on, like she's like blindfolded when she sings or something, isn't she? Doesn't she have like?
No, she's got like a real big wig that like covers her face.
Yeah, but like she can't see under. Isn't that? I think it was her. It was talking about how like she actually has like mad stage anxiety, and so she has the thing over her face because she can't look at the crowd, otherwise she can't sing. But apparently she's like stupidly talented writer, but cannot actually. She can't perform if she can see the audience because she's terrified. Apparently.
Well,
I used to do that.
Sure she's Australian, isn't she, Sia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was just like homeless, like not even 20 years ago. And she just started writing music and just started writing everyone's music or something like that from memory.
What a boss.
Jessica Simpson.
Pass.
David Hasselhoff.
Pause. Pass.
Didn't August Burns Red do a Christmas album?
They did indeed, and it's fucking awesome. I'll pay
that.
Actually, I'll add that to my list. I can't remember if it was a whole album or if it was just a couple
of songs.
Yeah, because I know there's some like metal compilation Christmas albums out there. Metal, you know.
Yeah, so they did a cover last year. They did a cover of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Yeah, I'm just going through now because I know that there's an EP somewhere that I can't remember what's on it. No, they did All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The Home Alone theme. That's right. They did a metal version of Green Sleeves. I played that on the radio because I thought that was very, very
sick.
Funny. Yeah, so that's a cool metal EP. But yeah, they did Last Christmas in 2017. It seems like they've actually done a lot of them.
Maybe they just really like Christmas. You know,
seems like they do.
They should do something that occurs in August, like
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
This
I'm
song's
sure-
called Day August.
This day is called the 8th of the 8th. Justin Bieber has done a Christmas album.
No, absolutely not.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Ah,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
that's some good radio. Alvin and the
Yeah.
Chipmunks.
Okay.
I think my parents used to have that on vinyl. Come to think of it.
Ew, absolutely not. All right, you ready for one of my favorites? William Shatner did a Christmas album, and it's
Oh, what a
called The
class.
Christmas Album by Shatner Claus.
Well, he gets marks for the title. I'll give you that, Shatner Claus. He gets marks for the title.
Bob Dylan did a Christmas album, which in 2009, which is just like, did you run out of money? Like,
Yeah,
Um,
that
Deck
makes
the
that makes,
halls with bells of holly.
that makes no sense.
Okay, Weezer did a Christmas album, which I did
course
not
they did.
know, called
course they
Christmas
did.
with Weezer. Like
Not
Ariana
very
Grande.
punk rock of them.
Ariana Grande did one called Christmas and Chill.
As you do.
Right.
She's an incredible singer. Like, I don't like any of her music, but like I've seen her like perform other stuff, like people like testing her vocals, and she has amazing range. But I would never actually actively listen to anything she has.
I've two left. One that's just going to make you go, why? Crazy Frog. We did a Christmas EP.
Yeah, that is music.
Yeah, Grant's about that. And Jethro Tull did a Christmas
yeah.
album. What?
Is it just flute? I hope it's just flute. It's
I
just
hope
Jethro
it's just
and
all
his
the Christmas
flute.
carols on flute because, but
Yeah.
it won't be. And, oh yeah, and Leonard Skinner. Like, things that we don't need.
That is a stain on an amazingly talented band right there. That is a terrible stain on Leonard Skinner.
Jethro Tull over Leonard Skinner any day. Thank you.
Ooh, that's a fight. That's not a fight for this podcast, but that's a fight.
My
That's a
dad
fight
raised
for
me
Grant.
right.
We need to start a new podcast just so we can fight Jethro Tull versus Leonard Skinner. But that's not for Balrogs
That's
Blastbeats.
just going to be an episode one day. It's just you and me just
Next
fight.
year.
Next coming to you in 2023.
The ultimate showdown.
Oh yeah,
Old country dude versus old country dude.
Whoa, Jethro Tull is not country.
Yeah, I don't care.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles released a Christmas single called "We Wish You Were Turtle Christmas."
I can get behind that. So this is the Christmas music I need in my life.
So I think what we could say from that list is that everyone fucking does it. So that's why we are doing a Christmas episode. Give us your money. Please play this on the Hallmark channel. Grant will beat me to death with a shoe at the end.
Oh dear. But let's ask the kind of the final question for this main story, which is a
Christmas ramble.
Yeah, this little Christmas ramble is I mean, Grant, you've kind of already said one thing that's on your Christmas wish list, which is of course the Halo Needler. But what else is on your Christmas wish list?
Oh, dude, honestly, I'm the hardest person to buy Christmas presents for because I'm just not a things person. Like, even
Do you need guitar strings?
Yeah, either like anything that I want is either worth like $2,000 or it's so insignificant that I've already purchased it myself.
Yeah.
So
a new nut. You broke your nut, didn't you?
Yeah, actually, I did. I broke my nut. out of context.
Grant broke his nut.
Out of context, that's great.
Yeah, I broke my nut. No, and I'm not going to elaborate further either. But no, I did see a pretty cool Funko Pop, which was a Naruto Funko Pop of him in Sage mode riding his Toad. So that's about the top of my Christmas list at the moment.
Fair.
How about yourself?
Yeah, what do you want, Josh?
Well, see, this is where I have to go on a bit of a rant. I have to go on a little bit of a rant. So
we've never been on a rant before on this show.
No, we have not. So like, I think one of one of my main issues, it's not so much an issue with being a spurg, but it is 100% a spurg issue, is that when I say something, I mean it. So I get really mad when people are like, oh no, I don't want anything for Christmas, and then expect you to buy them something for Christmas. So if someone tells me that I want anything for Christmas, I'm not going to get them anything Christmas because I specifically say, I don't want anything. Like you, Grant, like I don't want for much. Everything that I want, I've got. Everything that I need is like a fucking. I need a new MacBook Pro. That's like $4,000.
Yeah, you can't ask someone for that. Yeah,
no, I'm not gonna ask anyone for that for fucking Christmas. I'll get that for myself. Like if someone got that for me, I would tell them to return it as well. Like it's one of those things. Like so, I say I don't want anything for Christmas specifically because I don't want anything for Christmas, but because we live in this society where people value.
We live in a society.
We do. We live in a fucking society where people value It's miscommunication. It's lying. When people are like, I don't want something, but they do, just say what you fucking want because I don't want anything and you're ruining it for me when I say I don't want something. And people are like, well, he obviously wants something and we just have to figure it out. No, I literally am telling you that I don't want anything. And so that's my
just spit it out, Josh. What is it that you want?
Tell me the secrets.
And so the legitimate answer to my wish list is nothing. There is nothing.
A real nice cookie.
I'm good. I'm trying to cut back on baked goods. I appreciate the thought. I do.
What about a can of cold brew coffee that you like?
No, I like to make my own cold brew. I've got my
you were
cold brew.
drinking it out of a can the other week.
Yeah, but I just bought that randomly. But it's cheaper for me to just make it myself, and I like
a can of kombucha.
I've got that.
Yeah, that one's empty. So what if I just bought you a can of kombucha? You'd be like, cool, and drink it.
I'm good. Thanks for the offer.
You know what, Josh? Fuck right off. He wants something. He wants something. I can tell.
I just can't figure out what it is.
He's just eluding me.
I've got it. I figured it out. He wants to get bullied by us for another year.
You're a fucking genius, Grant. Let's get him.
All right. No, that's what I want. I want everyone that's listening right now to go and tell one person about this podcast. That's what I want for Christmas. There you go. There. That's my Christmas wish list. I want people to go and tell their friends about Balrogs and Blastbeats.
Or you want to beat someone to death with a shoe.
Or I want to beat someone to death with. There's a lot of people that I probably want to beat to death with the shoe, but I can't have that.
Save that for Skyrim.
That's a present that I have to give myself because I have to do that. Like I don't want someone to get beaten to death with a shoe. I want to do it myself, and therefore you can't give that to me as a Christmas present.
All right. Well, your Christmas wish list is then easier to provide than mine. I feel like the fans can do that.
Yeah, Margy, what about you though, Margy? What's on your Christmas wish list?
Well, after your nice little spiel about stuff, see, as a very poor person, I am always wanting for things, and a girl can dream. I'm waiting for that sugar daddy, waiting for that carbohydrate cummy. Nope.
Wow.
I've got 3 brains. I was trying to find something that rhymed with okay, anyway.
You carbohydrate cutie, carbohydrate.
Shit. And that's how I see men. Okay.
Jesus.
So I would like to take that statement back for my Christmas present.
You can't. It's out there in the world now.
All right, fine. Okay, here my materialistic wish list because I'm poor. I want a P-Base Deluxe. Or any Fender. Ideally, I'd like a J-bass body and neck with that PJ pickup combo because it's so fucking nice. It's what the bassist from Gajira uses, and it's the best bass tone I've ever heard. Like, astounding. And I would like a Dark Glass Alpha Omega drive pedal because they're really nice and they're like $450, $500. And I mean, if you're being generous, I would really like one of the Dark Glass bass heads, but beggars can't be choosers. And I also need a compressor. So if I'd like a Boss CS2, that'd be fine. Secondhand's good. Yeah, that's about it. And I'd like someone to cut the dingleberry off from my cat's bum that I saw earlier. Please.
Any of those would be fine.
Any of the above. Like it's very doable. Come on, team. Or I'd like to know what Josh wants for Christmas. Flips tail. Everything everyone wants for something, Josh. Everyone.
I am the easiest person to please in the entire fucking world. I'm so easy to please. It's not even funny.
What if I bought your dog a toy?
I mean, that would be for him. I'm sure he would love a toy because he fucking likes toys. But I mean,
I would give it to you.
I mean, you technically be giving it to him though, because it's a toy for him.
I will coat you in peanut butter and give you to your dog.
That sounds like a terrible way for me to spend Christmas. I'm going to be honest.
Licked. How did he die? Licked to death. It's a rough way to go.
Dear God. On that note, dear lovely listener, we're going to move into the final beat for this week because
we got Christmas parties to not go to.
Yeah, we are delirious with the year that has been. So
what a good year! Can I just say? Do you know what came out of 2022? Northside Nerds, Balrogs and Blastbeats, and I'm doing a dance.
It's been
put my back out.
It has been sick. You know, we are, and it's like, it's sort of telling that it's episode 25 and we're doing the Christmas special. So there's like, you know, it's 25th of December. It's like, it's a whole thing. But yeah, no, it's, 100%. But we're on the very, very first episode of Balrogs and Blastbeats. The last final beat was a who would win in a fight. And so we're gonna come full circle with the last episode for the year, round the year out with a topical who would win in a fight. And the question is, who would win in a fight? Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny?
Do either of them have a shoe they can beat the other one with?
I know. Let's see some arguments. Grant, let's start with you. Who's going to win in a fight, Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny?
I feel like their magical powers are about the same because they have to go all over the world. Santa
only to Christian countries. So.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Who cares about the rest?
I was about to say something really problematic there, and I'm really glad I didn't.
But yeah, I feel like Santa has more minions.
Oh yeah,
but are they slaves?
He doesn't care.
He doesn't give a shit. True. That's true.
Yeah, like he's the one fighting. Like I might have a problem with him fighting with slaves, but he's the magic guy. I can't stop him.
Hey, well, no one said anything about it being more than a 1v1 fight.
Exactly. So I'm thinking all of Santa's power versus all Easter's Bunny's power. Like,
and he does wear boots. They're good for curb stomping.
Well, he's seized the means of manufacturing. He can make whatever he wants. Yeah, like, sure, he can rock up and give you a present, or he could rock up with a Russian T-90 tank and just shoot the Easter Bunny. I don't know what he's got down there. I don't know what he's packing.
I need to know the rules of this fight. If we're allowed to use like technology, that changes things. All right. Okay, for my answer, I will go. Sorry, I keep banging my mic because okay. Okay, so I'm assuming it is 1v1 hand-to-hand combat with whatever they're carrying. So like Santa's got a sack and a broken nut.
Margy has lost her mind.
Fucking what's new? And the Easter Bunny, I don't know, he's got like a basket and some eggs and shit. Anyway, but I'm assuming it's mostly just hand to hand. And if the Easter Bunny is human size, you know, like that anthropomorphized one that you see, it's like this big one that walks around on its hind legs. I reckon one of those would definitely kick like a kangaroo, and it would beat the shit out of a fat, out of shape old man. Like kangaroos are vicious, and like a rabbit's, you know, so similar, lemon similar. And yeah, I reckon it would just beat up Santa because Santa's too full of like cookies and milk, or as we live out in my parents' household, beer and rum balls. So he's too full of beer and rum balls, and yeah, he just gets one strike in the wrong spot. Pew. Yeah, go Easter Bunny. I'm going for that scary animal human. human rabbit. Josh?
Well, I don't know why I picture the Easter Bunny this way, but the Easter Bunny to me is the rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where he's like kills all the knights. It's like, look at the bones,
Just vicious
And
beastie!
yeah. So I'm picturing that specific Easter Bunny versus the serial killer from Silent Night, Deadly Night with the huge axe. And so it's a brutal fight that goes on for quite a while. But I feel like, I think in the end, like you said, Grant, because the superpowers are so matched, I feel like it's a fairly even fight in terms of their powers. But yeah, I feel like the Easter Bunny would be still able to outrun like fucking
It's nimble.
Santa Claus. So I think it would just like run circles around him until he got kind of tired out, and then he would go for the throat and cut Santa Claus's head off, much like the animal, like the rabbit from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if he's fighting with an axe, once the rabbit gets close enough, he's out of the reach of the swing of the axe. There's your problem with axes. So once he gets within that reach, and all he needs to do is be a bit nimble. Yeah. Team Easter Bunny.
Yeah. But dear listener, we need to know for the last time in 2022, who would win in a fight, Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny? This will be up on the Short Fuss Lab. Fuck.
Whoa! Cross promotion.
Yeah. New sponsorship.
On the Northside Nerds Instagram and the Northside Nerds TikTok, every Friday we post the question. You can go back through all our other questions and let us know the answers to anyone that we've done since. But let us know who would win the fight.
Tell us why we're wrong. Tell us why we're right.
100%. We want to know fighting styles. We want to know weapons that they would use. Grant, I like the idea.
What do you think Santa Claus will manufacture? What weapons of doom?
What weapons of mass destruction has Santa Claus manufactured?
Yeah, I love that thought. So let us know. We'll be back in 2023. Is it mid to late January?
Older, wiser,
older.
Less rested. There's no way we're going to be feeling better. Like it's just
we're still
Christmas doesn't work that way.
I think Mark, you'll still be
inappropriate.
Hungover for Christmas.
Hey, you're mean. I'll be hungover for playing that gig in Tasmania in January. Also, if you're in Tasmania in January, stay tuned, especially if you're in Launceston.
I might be. I'll probably be in Tasmania.
Oh, hey, you can come see me play. Sick. Very cool, Bateman.
In the meantime, let's face it, I'm probably just going to turn the Northside Nerds Instagram into a meme account because that's the best thing to do at Christmas is post memes.
It should always be a meme account. People care way more about memes than what we have to say.
That is the true memeing of Christmas.
I see what you did there.
She got one brain cell left.
We love you if you've listened once. We love you if you've listened to every single episode. We appreciate you.
We love you.
Margy, Grant, I appreciate you too. Merry Christmas.
I appreciate you too. And if you really want to know what Josh wants for Christmas, it's a 5-star review on every podcasting platform that we have.
And merry whatever you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate, even if you've got a tough family life, even if I don't fucking know. Yeah, it's holidays. Life is meaningless. We're all going to die. Do some cool nerd shit instead.